What's up everyone, it's Jambors, new video, new little podcast video, and in this video or in this podcast I really would like to talk about some crazily crucial thing which might sound weird, but this is something us producers or other producers are really thinking about, and it's connected of course to Eurovision, and this is this crazy thing, 3-minute songs. Does it make sense? Is it necessary to fill all 3 minutes? Let's talk about it. Let's do it. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Subscribe, like, share, become a member of this channel to have exclusive content and extended lengths of my reactions, most of them in full version, so you won't miss any kind of context. Which is important because I'm doing this video on kind of as a reaction on my Polish reaction of revamp of Justyna Steczkowska's song, which is extended to 3 minutes from 2 minutes 26 or 27. And of course with this, which is also this revamp is kind of called pre-Eurovision version or something like this, and this is something what made me think about something I experienced when I was a producer of Eurovision. This is something what I'm experiencing talking and having debates with other people surrounding Eurovision in general and how they think, and about one extremely classical mistake, that filling those 3 minutes is extremely essential. And the reason why is this a mistake is that the most important thing for Eurovision song, for actually any kind of song, like this is important, like any kind of song, is to be impactful, should really make you listen to it again, should really make you to like it, should really have you there, like, you know, attention span should be there for you for the whole time of the song. And doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and so on and so on. We also see the trend nowadays that the songs are getting to this 2:30, even a little bit lesser timing, because the trend in general with the attention span, and this is a fact, a reality we might like or not, is getting shorter. Like I can see it also how much people are, like how big length people are watching, for example, my videos. And doesn't matter if they are the videos for Eurovision or my other channel, which is for photography. It's that if it's not extremely impactful, extremely edited, and so on and so on and so on, people just won't stay there, and they just get the first of all information out of context, but second of all, that they cannot stand super long formats. This is just for a very specific group of people who really cares. And imagine that Eurovision is watched by people, the majority of people, who doesn't care too much. So if they get a little bit bored during the song, they will go to pee, they will drink a beer, they will have a conversation. They will just not mind this song. And this is what, first of all, Poland did a little bit mistake, but watch the reaction in here, or not Poland, like this artist, but I think this is a crucial and perfect example. It's thinking that Eurovision is something special in the way that it has some extremely special conditions, that you need to retransformate song to something extremely special, different, please everybody, which is impossible, and then you're losing your own face, you know, like what you want to do. You want to please people. That's why you're adding 30 seconds to your song, which, for example, I don't know, Czechia did that last year also to the song, and in my opinion, killed the momentum of the song just by the thinking that you need to stay more 30 seconds to have this impact, you know. Longer people will see you, better they will remember you, but they forget about one crazy thing. Artists are not politicians. They are not there to get the social media impact. They are there to entertain you for the amount of time they are on the stage. And if they are not able to entertain you for the whole time, then it's like they're not entertaining you at all. And that's, for example, if I take as an example Bambi Tak from last year, when she was like 2 minutes and 25 seconds long act, and she created an extremely good impact because of course it was so compact, so dynamic, and it ended at the right moment, and there was no filler, no gap, no weird time in the song which wouldn't be filled. I don't want to say that 3-minute song is a bad thing. If it's constructed to be 3 minutes, if it's constructed to be even 4 minutes and then shortening it, again, you're touching the song, the original idea, right? And if you're extending it, it must be extended with some bigger purpose. Like, for example, filling 50 seconds of the song, which, like, filling this with content, it's extremely hard, especially when it's artificially done there. So you're risking so much for basically just the artificial reason that there must be more. And this, it just simply doesn't work this way. The other thing is, and you can talk like you can tell me that, for example, Sliman's example last year was, he also changed the song and he added this special impactful thing into the song on the stage. Yes, and this is exactly the perfect example for anybody to do. He basically kept the song exactly the same. It was the studio version, it was the same version. The only thing what they did in his Eurovision version, which they didn't even release openly, so the version stayed the same, they just completely get off any sound and basically make it on his own vocal. No instrumentation behind, so on, which create this impact. But they were extremely smart about it because they kept the length, they kept the atmosphere of the song. They just were struggling with repetitiveness or something, so they bring in a shock which was already within the song. They just changed the atmosphere of it, and that was creating this shock of Eurovision stage, which you would say as a viewer like, wow. But not because the song itself only, but the performance of the artist. For this, they didn't need to extend the song, they didn't need to basically do anything. They, even though created themselves a less work, they just basically took the skill of the artist himself, and push it forward. They didn't try to please Eurovision audience, they wanted to succeed, but they wanted to succeed with a weapon which was natural for the artist. And this is a very common thing, if you want to extend the song for something which should be kind of staging, impactful and so on, for something artificial, to please, to show kind of more creativity and so on, you're not helping the song more likely, you're not helping the Eurovision act itself for Eurovision, because first of all, it doesn't feel real, and second of all, you're taking basically off the artist presence somehow. And this is very hard to translate, because of course such rule, like the thing what I'm saying in general, and this it can be applied to everything, has also some exceptions. It's never 100% truth. The thing is, and this is more likely the experience talking, is that you do this for the idea to please as much as the most as people. In this case, in my opinion, for example, when I'm going back to this Justyna Szczeckovská, you're doing it for that Eurovision needs such an approach. But this is not true. Eurovision is not special in this. The special about Eurovision is that you go there and you have maximum of those 3 minutes to create an impact on the people to vote for you and the juries to like you. This is what you have. This is the special. So your act shouldn't just be, or cannot just be, a perfect song, perfect performance, but it should be somehow special, somehow memorable. And to create memorability is not by extending the length, or you need maximum 3 minutes, but it's for create the impact. And I always say, make the songs rather shorter, because no one forces you to fill all those 3 minutes. Make it rather shorter, but make it extremely impactful in this time. Because after all, this is extremely big advantage. People will remember you. It was super fun, and I would like to see it again. Oh my god, they don't measure the time. Like if I play you so many, like how many times did you spend in front of TV and really counting how long the song is? No one is doing it. This is a fake promise of 3 minutes. Everybody will tell you I like it or I didn't like it. It was too short. Oh my god, no one tell you it was too short in 2 minutes or 3 minutes period, because no one can distinguish 2 minutes from 3 minutes if they had fun. They can tell you that this was the longest 1 minute I've ever heard. This was the longest 3 minutes I ever heard. They felt like 10 minutes. This is not what you want. But if 3 minutes are like, oh my god, that felt like 1 minute. That's what you want. You want zero boredom. And this is what producers for some reason feel about Eurovision. There is something you need to fill to be visible here for more seconds. But this is exactly the opposite what is logical. Just no one really asked those logics, or very least people. But the trend, but also the logic says, no, make it super impactful, so people think that, oh my god, I didn't even expect it, like I was on the roller coaster and it's over, I want to go again. And when you create this feeling, I want to do it again, then you won. If the people fall asleep during your act, or not even fall, not, this is extreme, but to understand this thought is if people will not have fun during all the time, and they will just start talking, they will just start drinking, they will just, watching the phone. You lost in this moment. So better to keep their eyes on the TV for even 1 minute 30. Like, this is a crazy example because I think song cannot really super develop in 1:30 in a performance, but let's say those 2 minutes, 2 minutes 30, 2 minutes 20, 2 minutes 40, rather than filling some gap when this original song wasn't really made for this. And then you can feel it. And of course, I understand the fans and so on, that they are defending their artist and so on, because they feel that all those topics, all those it's actually constructive critique is somehow negative towards the act and something. I'm just saying, I want the best possible Eurovision. For example, I would really wish Poland would send something which will create impact finally, because they are failing in this in a positive way. And now they have the strongest national selection they ever had. And that will be 100% one of the strongest Eurovision selections ever, maybe. And definitely for them, and definitely this year, in my opinion. I want them to choose wisely, but of course people are choosing, they can choose whatever, and I'm not I would be sad if they cannot make it from this. And I really would be sad if they again overcalculate Eurovision, but this counts for everybody. Just don't overcalculate Eurovision. Do your stuff. This is what confident approach is. Do your thing, and you can do it wrongly, you can do it better, but if you start calculating how to please everybody, then you're lost, because this is impossible. It's absolutely impossible, and it takes this special touch, this authentic touch, this realness, this power from you and your song, because you want to please. Pleasing doesn't help anything. Of course, it's nice touch. It can be nice touch sometimes, but mostly it's not. So be more smarter about it. Think about that 3 minutes is really the maximum possible length of the song you are allowed to be on stage, but it's not a dogma that it must be those 3 minutes. No, it should be memorable performance, the most memorable performance. This is what you're seeking for. Everything else is just a lie. And that's it. So subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, become a member, and see you next time. Thank you for watching or listening. Bye.